Far Cry 2. A war-torn Africa. Civil war is rife. Malaria strikes mercilessly. It's a bleak, unforgiving, and uncomfortable game. And it isn't fun, at least not in the traditional sense. Far Cry 2 doesn't care about holding your hand, making you feel powerful, or letting you play the hero. You're not here to save anyone. You're not even a good person. You're a mercenary dropped into the heart of a brutal civil war. It's ruthless, hostile, borderline unfair. But that's exactly why it's brilliant. Released back in 2008, Far Cry 2 has become a cult classic. Not because it plays flawlessly, or looks incredible, or even has some unforgettable story, but because it's inconvenient by design. Every system, every mechanic, every choice is built to make you uncomfortable. And in a world of streamlined, polished, hand-holding shooters, Far Cry 2 is a breath of fresh air. It's the most unique Far Cry ever made. And that's why it still matters. Why it stands alone in the franchise. And why it might just be Ubisoft's most fascinating FPS. Far Cry 2's atmosphere is gritty, uncomfortable, and unapologetically hostile. Set in the sweltering heat of an African civil war, the game refuses to hold your hand. You're dropped into a world where nothing is explained and survival is entirely on you. Guns degrade over time and can jam mid-firefight, forcing you to adapt or die. Malaria can strike without warning, leaving you weak and vulnerable. And nowhere on the map feels safe. Danger is constant, unpredictable, and close. Everything feels fragile. One wrong step, and you're back at a safe house, patching yourself up and trying again. You can't run and gun your way through. You're not a hero. You're not unstoppable. You're always on edge, tired, exposed, and just barely getting by. Far Cry 2 doesn't want you to feel powerful, it wants you to feel hunted, and it succeeds.
The target's presence on the state continues to be a destabilizing influence. He's largely responsible for the recent influx of weapons into the country in clear violation of the Joint Signatory Framework. His reputation as a dangerous arms dealer is well deserved. Orders are to terminate. Well, that didn't work out the way they planned. I'm still breathing and you're the one with malaria. You can tell them you tried, but that means fuck all, doesn't it? You're fired. You know it, and so do I. You had your shot, but now it's over. And since men like you only work for money, you're no longer my problem. You'll have to find something else to do with yourself now. What your old clients don't seem to understand is that they can't kill me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nobody kills me. Nobody. I'm the one who decides who lives and who dies. Me. You know, there's a book I read a long time ago. Still think about it every day. It helps me understand life out here. The book talks about men, about what motivates them. Simple, really. A living being seeks above all else to discharge its strength. Life itself is will to power. Nothing else matters. So long.
Far Cry 2 never lets you feel like the hero, because you aren't. You're a mercenary. You're not here to save anyone, fix anything, or protect the innocent. You're here for a paycheck. That's it. The game's moral ambiguity is one of its most compelling features, and one that's rarely talked about. You're not saving the world, you're just surviving in it, adding fuel to the fire, trading bullets for influence. It strips away the standard hero tropes that most modern shooters cling to. You're not a morally driven soldier fighting for justice in a war-torn land. You couldn't care less about the people caught in the crossfire, unless they have the malaria meds you need to keep going. Bottom line, you're selfish. You're here for yourself. And while the buddy system tries to give you someone to care about, someone to protect, it's just as quick to rip them away from you. It offers a taste of connection, then weaponizes it. Because in Far Cry 2, even your relationships are fragile. Far Cry 2's mechanics aren't fun in the traditional sense, but they serve the experience. Weapons degrade over time. They can jam, misfire, or fail completely. This constant unreliability makes even basic encounters feel dangerous. It forces you to maintain your gear, encouraging regular stops at safe houses to swap out mud-soaked rifles for clean weapons, rather than clinging to something that might just jam at the worst possible moment. Healing is done in real time, with visceral animations, wrapping wounds, pulling out bullets, even realigning bones. It's slow, brutal, and vulnerable. Medkit syringes exist for quick bursts of healing, but they're rare and best saved for emergencies. There's no regenerating health. If you're out of supplies, you're out of luck, and probably out of time. Fire is its own beast. It's dynamic, unpredictable, and often dangerous to you as much as the enemy. Setting an outpost ablaze might clear out enemies from a distance, but if the wind turns, the flames can trap you instead. It's tactical chaos, and every time you play with fire, you're gambling, but in the best way. Travel is slow, risky, and deliberate. Fast travel barely exists. You're expected to drive through enemy-filled zones, knowing full well you might get ambushed, your vehicle might break down, or you might run out of medical supplies halfway through the trip. Even the map is grounded in world. You hold it in your hands and cannot shoot while checking it. It's clunky, but intentionally so. It forces awareness, memory, vulnerability. Vehicles can take damage and break down mid-combat, forcing you to stop, repair under fire, or abandon them entirely. It's grounded, it's realistic, it's frustrating, and it's brilliant. And in a world this unforgiving, death isn't just expected, it's inevitable. But in Far Cry 2, it's also a punishment. You can't quick save on the go. You must return to a safe house to manually save. If you don't, and you die, all progress is lost. It's harsh, but it reinforces the game's themes: survival, caution, fragility. This system pushes you to plan ahead, to respect every encounter, and it ties directly into the weapon degradation system. Return to save, refresh gear, refocus. It's old school in the best way. Risky play has real consequences, and it forces you to take responsibility for every step forward.
How do you become an arms dealer in the first place?
Back in the Navy, we delivered guns all over the world, dropping off guys with 20 crates of rifles for the local fighters, so they could knock over some dictator. Mind you, that's not 20 crates of factory M16s. These were illicit weapons, confiscated in some raid and then redistributed. No paperwork, right? If a crate here or there goes missing, hey, it happens. Military teaches you two things: how to deal with bureaucracy and how to avoid it. Learning how to avoid it means learning how to deal in arms. You muster out, you apply what you learned. Every gun runner I ever met got his start that way, losing illicit weapons in transport with national militaries.
Every mechanic in Far Cry 2 exists to support one central idea: discomfort. From the moment you start, the game tries to push you out of your comfort zone and keep you there. Nothing feels stable, nothing feels safe. It's ruthless, hostile, and often frustrating, but that's why it works. Far Cry 2 isn't about fun, it's about struggle. About adapting, surviving, and scraping through a world that couldn't care less if you make it out alive. It challenges the player not just through combat, but emotionally. It forces reflection. And in doing so, it carves out something most shooters never even attempt: a soul. Far Cry 2 is unlike any other Far Cry game, or any other FPS that I've ever played for that matter. It's miserable, frustrating, aggravating at times, and just super uncomfortable to play. And these are all fantastic character traits that make Far Cry 2 the unique experience that it is. While I understand it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and some people may actually just think that this video has completely put them off playing it by what I've described, I still think you should give it a go. It's a truly unique experience. That's it from me for this one. Let me know if you enjoyed the video by leaving a like, drop a comment letting me know what your favourite moment in Far Cry 2 was, or what your favourite Far Cry game is, and subscribe if you like videos like this, as there's more coming in the future. Bye bye for now.